Not to mention that we don't have a loneliness epidemic. We have a loser epidemic.
We also have a motherfucking hoe epidemic going on. How about that? How about it?
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see several modern women complaining about men who have decided to go their own way. They call them a loser epidemic, mock them for not wanting to meet their impossible standards, and can't understand why so many men are no longer willing to play a game that only benefits one side. All I ask is for your like. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 likes on this video. Leave a comment sharing your experience and wisdom. We always pin the best comment for the community. Subscribe, and let's get started.
There is no male loneliness epidemic. It is a loser epidemic. Men would rather be alone than to evolve and change, than to recognize, wait, maybe I had it wrong. Maybe there's something I need to change. If you can't get a woman because none of them want to be with you, maybe try and figure out why. Instead of making women the problem, saying that their standards are too high, maybe try and figure out why they don't want to be with you. What is it about you that maybe needs to change in order for a woman to want you? And they'll say, oh, there's no more good women left. Women are not like what they used to be. Women used to spend their days in the kitchen. Women only cared about taking care of the house and the kids. Oh yeah, and also women used to take our beatings. Women used to stay quiet. Women didn't complain. Women didn't think they could get better. Women didn't have confidence and self-worth and weren't able to speak up for themselves. And that suited you. That's the kind of person you wanted. If you love your mum's generation so much, cool, maybe marry one of her single friends. Women are not the problem. They have just woken up and realized they deserve better, that they don't actually need anything from these men, and they're only going to accept a man in their life if the man can make their life better. And if you cannot do that, you will not be chosen. If you can't level up and be the kind of man that women of this day and age want, you won't get to have a woman in this day and age. Your tricks are not working anymore. The internalized misogyny, the oppression, all of that, it's not working anymore. Women are waking up from it. Women are healing. Women are learning to love themselves and their own company. Women are learning to support and love each other and have communities and have friendships that are valuable and fulfilling. We now know that getting married and having children is a choice, that you don't have to do that, that is not what makes you successful or fulfilled in life. In fact, having kids when you haven't healed yourself and you don't know your own worth is actually the problem. It's why so many, if not all of us, have childhood traumas, have issues. What's happening right now is very normal. It's called evolution. It's happened many times before. When conditions change in the world, you either evolve to survive or you get left behind. This is evolution. Instead of complaining about it, evolve.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It's very strange for a woman to talk about evolution when her way of thinking clearly doesn't evolve. Nowadays, a woman can call a man a loser just for not being successful, for living with his parents, or for not being tall enough. But if she's in the same situation, unsuccessful, buried in student debt, living with her mother, that doesn't make her a loser, right? Today, more women go to college than men. Many earn as much or even more, but when it comes to relationships, they don't want to contribute financially. They want a provider, a man who earns more, who supports them, and pulls them out of their routine. And how much is more? For most, it means someone making 5 figures a month or more, but that's a very small group. There aren't enough of those men for everyone, yet they still believe they deserve one.
So unfortunately, right now, we live in a society where men are weak. It's why I often talk about masculinity on the show. I'm trying to see what examples men are even following. And I think we all realize now we are facing a crisis. We are facing a crisis of manhood. Not only are men not acting like men in terms of leading their homes responsibly, starting families, making sure that they raise up their children to be strong individuals, but men don't even stand by their words nowadays, right? I remember growing up, my grandfather used to tell me that they could just do deals on a handshake. Well, I'll do this, you'll do that. Shake hands, walk away. And no, just look the man in the eye and know that he meant what he said. You could never do that now. You need contracts, you need lawyers, you need 50,000 pages. And still, after you've signed a 50,000-page lawsuit, it's likely that he might do something to screw you over, him or her, right? Because nobody means what they say anymore. And that's upsetting.
Today, marriage is no longer a commitment between two people. It's become a dangerous gamble for men. There's no real incentive for a man to sign a contract where he's the only one who loses if the other person breaks the deal. Most divorces in this country are filed by women, around 70%. But is it really the man's fault for not wanting to lead his household, when many women don't even want a husband? They want to live like single women while being married. Many would rather leave their husbands, claim single motherhood, and collect a check from the state. So how can you ask a man to be the strong leader of the household when the average marriage today doesn't even last 3 years? How can you ask that when that same man ends up bankrupt the moment she decides to leave?
These men are literally so threatened by a woman just enjoying her singlehood and her own peace that they're like, you're fucking single, as that's an insult. It's a privilege to be single. I don't see you as my source of happiness. I don't see you as my source of money. I don't see you as my source of anything. So yeah, I'm fucking single. Why would I want to be with a fucking loser like you? Okay, first of all, I don't date losers. All right. Okay. I've dated emotionally unavailable men, but kick them to the curb immediately. But I don't date fucking losers. They know how to fucking treat me because I know how to fucking treat me. You think you can fucking impress me with what, flowers after the 5th fucking date? Please shut the fuck up. Sit the fuck down. We have our power. We don't fucking need you. In fact, the wage gap is changing. Are you not happy about that? Are you not happy that we can do things? We are more educated than you. We own more than you now. Sit the fuck down, learn something from us, or step to the fucking side, you little witchy, whiny ass bitch. Honestly, they piss me off so much, and I try to be classy, but I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a fuck because I'm not trying to fucking filter myself for a fucking man. You think I'm a bitch? I am a fucking bitch, okay? You think I'm masculine? I will fucking teach you how to be masculine. My femininity is my strength. I'm not gonna sit there and fight with you. No. I'm gonna show you how to be poised and classy. And I will curse you out on the internet because I don't fucking know you. And I will show you off, baby. So yeah, you're fucking pissed off because we're doing better than you. Fucking work on yourself like we are. Focus on yourself. Stop focusing on us. Stop focusing on us. I don't know why all these men are focused on us. Sit your fucking ass down and do the fucking work and stop fucking being a little bitch loser, okay? On the internet being bitch, your paycheck is like less than $500. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Your worth is tied to money. My worth is tied to how I perceive myself, how hard I work on myself, my body, my mind, everything else. Shut the
So, your value lies in how you perceive yourself? You're over 30, you're at the wall, you don't have a man or a family. And if you stay on that path, you likely won't have children either. Yet you still feel morally superior enough to insult a man. This is the typical mindset that dominates in many modern women. That's why men are focusing on themselves and distancing from these kinds of profiles. Out there are plenty of hardworking men who have chosen to step away from the dating market. And for a woman to say she doesn't need a man when the world she lives in is built, protected, and maintained by men is a massive irony.
There isn't a male loneliness epidemic, please grow up. There is a loser epidemic. This problem has been very prevalent for a long time. It's just that because of social media and the digital era, men are loud about it. I wish they would suffer in silence. These are really, whenever I look at all when I go on Hinge, Tinder, or Bumble, the amount of loser profiles shows me how much men don't want to put in an effort. I think they took the literal term people will love you for who you are. Men took that and ran a little bit too far. I think somebody needs to tell them who you are sucks. No one will love you for who you are. You need to become a whole new person. Because the male loneliness epidemic is just a bunch of losers. Losers who don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Natural selection would eliminate them. You know what I'm saying? In natural selection, if we didn't have opposable thumbs and it was jungle life, they would be the meal. So I just feel like we need to stop making it seem like there's a problem and just tell people, you're a loser.
Today, marriage is no longer a commitment between two people. It's become a dangerous gamble for men. There's no real incentive for a man to sign a contract where he's the only one who loses if the other person breaks the deal. Most divorces in this country are filed by women, around 70%. But is it really the man's fault for not wanting to lead his household, when many women don't even want a husband? They want to live like single women while being married. Many would rather leave their husbands, claim single motherhood, and collect a check from the state. So how can you ask a man to be the strong leader of the household when the average marriage today doesn't even last 3 years? How can you ask that when that same man ends up bankrupt the moment she decides to leave?
The most dangerous person in the world, we're producing millions of them, and that is a lonely, young, broke male. The number of high school teenagers that sees their friends every day has been cut in half, that we're slowly but surely sequestering from each other. And when we do that, we become less mammalia. If you have dogs are happiest when they're lying on top of you. The worst thing you can do to a dog is leave it alone all day. And what we're doing to young people is they are leaving others and themselves alone all day. We're separating from each other. We're becoming less social. And there's a group of men who aren't received well at school, don't find a source of pride. Auto shop, metal shop, wood shop's gone away. They go online to date. The majority of them get rejected. If your average attractiveness in online dating, you have to swipe right 200 times to get a single coffee. If you set up 5 coffees, you'll get 1 will actually show up. 4 of the 5 will ghost you and decide later on they don't actually want to meet up. So a young man of average attractiveness in online dating has to swipe right 1,000 times. So he gets validation for 1 coffee. He gets validation that he has no worth to the other sex. He loses confidence. He starts engaging with people because he has less opportunities for random encounters where he has to develop those skills. And slowly but surely, he sequesters from society. And at some point, he just is not really savable. He just never develops those skills around friendship or romantic relationships. In the United States, 1 in 7 men doesn't have a single friend. 1 in 4 can't name a best friend. In addition, marriage has become now a luxury item. If you're in the upper quartile of income-earning households, there's a 3 in 4 chance you're going to get married. If you're in the lower quartile, there's a 3 in 4 chance you will never get married.
I completely agree. The worst part is that many women mock the situation, without thinking that if they get married tomorrow and have a son, he could end up just like those men, because this is quickly becoming an epidemic. On top of that, it hurts women even more when they're left alone without a partner. They forget that there are almost 7 million more women than men. And if we subtract lesbians, that leaves about 5 to 6 million women who will never have a man. Of the available men, only about 40% are actively dating. The rest try and fail. That's why we see so many women over 30 single, with almost no intimate life. And yet many still attack men, embracing a feminism that puts a target on guys who aren't to blame for anything. Now more than ever, men need to support each other, because the future is looking bleak.
Women.
We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why are men choosing to be alone rather than in a relationship? Why do women call a man a loser just because he stopped dating and decided to follow his own path in life? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.